Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rain English Channel. I'm Emma, and today we have a cozy topic to talk about, something everyone can relate to, home. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe our channel for more videos.
That's right. Whether it's a small apartment, a big house, or a shared flat, your home says a lot about who you are. And talking about your home is one of the most common topics in English conversations, right, Emma?
Exactly, Jack. When you meet new people, they often ask questions like, where do you live? Or what's your home like? So, in today's episode, we'll help our listeners get comfortable talking about their homes in a natural and confident way.
We'll share stories, examples, and simple ways to describe your home. From the place where you live to how it feels, what's inside, and even your dream home.
So, grab a cup of tea, relax, and let's talk about home.
Let's start with something basic. Emma, where do you live?
I live in a small house near the countryside. It's about 30 minutes from the city center. My house isn't very big, but it's surrounded by trees and nature. I love how peaceful it is.
That sounds amazing. I live in an apartment in the city. It's not huge, but it's very convenient, close to shops, cafes, and my workplace.
I guess that's one of the biggest differences between people who live in cities and those in the countryside. Convenience versus space.
Exactly. In the city, you can walk to almost everything, but in the countryside, you get peace and quiet. So, listeners, when you describe where you live, think about what makes your place special.
Yes, you can start with something like, I live in a small apartment in the city, or I live in a big house in the countryside. Then add details, maybe the view, the neighborhood, or how you feel about it.
Right. For example, I might say, my apartment is on the 10th floor and it has a great view of the city skyline at night.
That's a nice picture. I could say, my house has a little garden where I grow flowers and vegetables.
And just like that, you've painted a mental image for your listener.
My neighborhood is quite lively. There are restaurants, coffee shops, and a park nearby. I love that I can go jogging in the park every morning.
That sounds nice. My neighborhood is quiet. There's a small local bakery, a post office, and a few friendly neighbors who always say hello.
That's the kind of place where everyone knows each other.
Yes, it is. And when I travel, I always miss that feeling, the warmth of a familiar neighborhood. So, if you're learning English and want to describe your neighborhood, you can talk about what's nearby, like shops, schools, or parks, and how it feels. Busy, quiet, safe, friendly, and so on.
Exactly. For example, my neighborhood is very friendly and safe. There's a park where families go on weekends.
Or, my area is noisy but exciting. There are many restaurants and people walking around all the time.
Now, let's talk about what's inside your home, the rooms, and what makes it special.
Okay, let's do a little home tour. How many rooms do you have, Emma?
Let's see. I have a living room, a kitchen, two bedrooms, and one bathroom. It's a cozy little place.
That sounds perfect for a small family or a couple.
Exactly. And my favorite room is the living room because it's where I relax in the evenings. I have a soft sofa, a few plants, and a big window that lets in sunlight.
I can imagine that. My apartment has a living room, a kitchen area, and one bedroom. I love my kitchen the most because I enjoy cooking.
Really? What do you like to cook?
Mostly pasta or stir-fried dishes, quick but delicious. And the kitchen is small, but it's very organized.
Nice. When describing your home, you can also mention things like furniture, colors, decorations, or lighting.
Yes, like my bedroom walls are light blue, or I have wooden furniture that gives my home a warm feeling.
Exactly. These small details help listeners imagine your home clearly.
Now, Emma, let's talk about how you feel about your home. Because a home isn't just a place, it's an emotion.
That's so true. My home makes me feel safe and comfortable. When I come back from work and close the door, I feel calm.
I feel the same way. Even if my apartment isn't big, it's mine. It's where I can rest, listen to music, or just be myself.
I think that's what home really means, a place where you can be yourself.
And for English learners, that's another great way to talk about your home, how it makes you feel. Words like cozy, peaceful, relaxing, warm, comfortable are very natural to use.
Right. For example, my home feels peaceful because it's far from the noise of the city.
Or, I love my home because it's full of memories.
Let's make this more interesting. Do you have a funny or special story about your home, Jack?
Actually, yes. When I first moved into my apartment, I didn't know how to use the oven. I accidentally set off the smoke alarm while trying to bake bread.
Oh no, that must have been embarrassing.
It was. My neighbors came to check if everything was okay, but it was a good icebreaker. That's how I met them.
That's a great story. For me, one special memory is when I first decorated my home. I painted the walls myself, and it was exhausting, but so rewarding.
That's nice. These personal stories make conversations about home much more interesting and real.
Now let's dream a little. What would your dream home look like?
Hmm, good question. I'd love a small modern house near the beach, big windows, lots of sunlight, and a view of the sea.
That sounds like paradise. For me, I'd love a cozy cabin in the mountains with a fireplace and a garden full of flowers.
Ooh, wow, that's peaceful. I can imagine you reading a book by the window with a cup of coffee.
Exactly. Talking about your dream home is a fun way to practice using descriptive language, like, I'd love to have, or my dream home would be.
Right. You can use your imagination and describe everything. The location, the rooms, even the colors.
Let's be honest, no home is perfect. There are always challenges.
True. For example, my apartment is great, but the rent is expensive.
Yes, and my house is beautiful, but sometimes it's hard to maintain. Cleaning, gardening, fixing things.
Exactly. So, if you want to talk about the difficulties of your home, you can use phrases like, the problem is, or the only thing I don't like is,
For example, I love my home, but it's far from my office.
or my apartment is nice, but it's a bit noisy at night.
That's a great way to sound natural when describing real life situations.
We've talked a lot today. Where we live, what our homes are like, how we feel about them, and even our dream homes.
Yes, and for our listeners, this topic is perfect for small talk or interviews. You can always talk about your home to build a friendly connection.
Absolutely. So take time to practice describing your home out loud. Talk about the rooms, your neighborhood, and how it makes you feel.
And remember, it's not about perfect grammar, it's about expressing your thoughts naturally and confidently.
Well said, Emma.
Thank you, Jack. And thank you, listeners, for joining us today.
We hope you enjoyed this cozy conversation. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep feeling at home in your English.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Reen English Channel with Emma and Jack.
Hey guys, great to be back. Today's topic is one that's super fun, super practical, and something we all enjoy. English at the cafe. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe our channel for more videos.
Yes, I mean, who doesn't love cafes? It's one of those places where English learners actually use real conversation, ordering, chatting, relaxing, or even studying.
Exactly. And you know what, Emma? We're not just going to talk about coffee or pastries today. We're going to explore everything that happens around the cafe experience. From ordering to small talk, people watching, working remotely, and just enjoying the vibe.
Perfect. So imagine this. You walk into a cafe somewhere in London, New York, or Sydney. What kind of English do you actually use? That's what today's episode is all about.
So, let's start at the beginning. You walk into a cafe. What's the first thing you notice?
The smell. The smell of coffee. Freshly brewed coffee beans, warm pastries. It's such a comforting feeling.
Totally. It's one of those universal things. No matter where you go, the smell of coffee feels like home.
Yes, and you hear that low background buzz. People chatting, keyboards tapping, soft music playing.
And you know what, Emma? That's one of my favorite places to work. I actually write most of my scripts sitting in a cafe with my laptop.
Really? I can totally imagine that. You with your coffee and your headphones typing away?
Exactly. I order a cappuccino, sometimes a muffin, and I just get in the zone.
Same here. There's something about that environment that helps creativity.
Yeah, I think it's the balance between noise and calm. You're surrounded by people, but you still have your little space.
Yes, that's why people love studying or writing in cafes.
All right, let's imagine we're actually in a cafe right now.
Okay, let's do a little role play.
I'll be the barista, and you'll be the customer.
Perfect.
Good morning. What can I get for you today?
Hi. Can I get a latte, please? Medium size with oat milk?
Sure. Would you like that hot or iced?
Hot, please. And maybe, do you still have the blueberry muffins?
Let me check. Yep, we've got one left.
Perfect. I'll take that too.
Awesome. Anything else?
That's it, thanks.
All right, that'll be $6.50.
Here you go.
Thanks. Your drink will be ready in a few minutes.
Great, thank you so much.
See? That's such a simple, natural interaction, but it's one of the most useful in Reen English Channel.
Exactly. And people sometimes stress too much about it. But really, Cafe English is all about being polite, clear, and friendly. Okay, now imagine you're waiting for your coffee and the person next to you strikes up a conversation.
Oh yeah, that's classic cafe small talk.
Exactly. Maybe they say something like, "Wow, it's really busy today," or "That cake looks amazing."
Right. And it's such a great opportunity to practice casual English.
So let's pretend we're two strangers waiting for coffee.
Okay, ready.
Wow, it's really crowded this morning.
Yeah, tell me about it. I guess everyone needs their caffeine fix today.
True. I usually come earlier, but I overslept.
Same here. I was supposed to start work an hour ago, but here I am.
I feel you. Coffee before productivity, right?
Always.
And then sometimes a small talk like that can turn into a full conversation.
Yes, that's one of the great things about cafes. They're social spaces.
You know, cafes have so many personalities.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's the cozy, small neighborhood cafe with comfy chairs and soft music.
And then there's the busy downtown coffee shop where everyone's rushing and typing on laptops.
Exactly. Or those modern, minimalist ones where the barista looks like a scientist brewing something in glass equipment.
Yeah, the ones where you feel like you need a chemistry degree to order coffee.
Yes, single origin beans, cold drip, nitrogen infused espresso. I'm like, just give me coffee, please.
Same. I love the vibe, but sometimes it's intimidating.
True, but I think every cafe has its own charm.
You know what's fun? Observing people in cafes.
Yes, people watching is one of the best parts.
Totally. There's always that one person reading a novel, another working on a laptop, someone having a deep conversation, and someone just daydreaming out the window.
Exactly. And every person kind of tells a story.
Right. Like you see a student studying for exams, and you can feel their stress.
Or a couple on a first date, both pretending to be calm but clearly nervous.
Oh, yes, that's always cute to watch.
And sometimes there's that one person who seems to come every day, sitting at the same table, sipping slowly. They feel like part of the cafe's furniture.
Yeah, like the cafe mascot.
Exactly.
Let's talk about cafe culture. It's actually different in every country.
Yes. For example, in Italy, people drink espresso standing at the bar. Super quick.
Right. And in France, people sit outside, sipping coffee slowly, just watching the world go by.
Exactly. In the UK, cafes are cozy and often mixed with tea culture.
And in Australia, cafe culture is huge. People are obsessed with coffee.
Yes, Australian coffee culture is so advanced. They have all these styles: flat white, long black, and every cafe has this relaxed community vibe.
It's amazing. I think cafes reflect a country's rhythm fast, slow, social, quiet.
That's such a good point. Okay, Jack, You said earlier that you love working in cafes.
Yes, totally. It's my favorite workspace.
What do you like about it?
I think it's the energy. I like the sound of people around me. It makes me feel productive, not isolated.
Yes, that low background noise is actually great for focus.
Exactly. And having a coffee beside me just completes the vibe.
Same, but sometimes I get distracted, like when a group starts laughing loudly, or when someone nearby is having a dramatic phone call.
Yeah, that happens. But I kind of like those moments. They remind you that life is happening around you.
True. And sometimes I even get inspiration from overhearing interesting conversations.
Yes, writers love that. You catch a phrase or a story and boom, new idea.
Now let's talk about cafe etiquette.
Ah, yes, unwritten rules.
Exactly. Like, don't hog a big table if you're alone and it's busy.
Yes, or don't take up space for 3 hours after buying one small coffee.
Right. Or be kind to the baristas. They're dealing with so many people every day.
Yes, absolutely. And clean up after yourself. It's basic respect.
Exactly. Good cafe manners make everyone's experience better.
Okay, let's get a little personal. What's your favorite cafe memory?
Oh, that's a good one. Hmm. I think it was in Paris. I sat outside a tiny cafe, sipping cappuccino, watching people walk by, and writing in my journal. It felt magical.
That sounds like a dream.
It really was. What about you?
Mine was in Tokyo. I found this small cafe hidden in an alley playing soft jazz. The barista made coffee with such care, it felt like a ceremony.
That sounds amazing.
It was. I spent 2 hours there just reading and thinking.
See, that's the beauty of cafes. They give you time to pause. Let's do a little scene. Imagine we're meeting for coffee after a long week.
Okay.
Hey, Jack. Good to see you.
Hey, Emma. You too. How's your week been?
Busy as always. You know how it is. I needed this coffee break so badly.
Same here. I've been running around nonstop. I feel like I live on caffeine.
I know the feeling. What did you order?
Flat white. You?
Just a cappuccino today. I was tempted by the cake, but I'm trying to be good.
Same here. But I'll probably give in soon.
I give you 15 minutes before you grab a muffin.
You know me too well.
That's what friends are for.
You know, the more we talk about it, the more I realize cafes aren't just about coffee.
Yes, they're about atmosphere, connection, inspiration, all those small, beautiful moments.
Exactly. People come to cafes to meet, think, dream, create.
Yes, it's like a public living room. You're alone, but not lonely.
Beautifully said.
Wow, I can't believe how long we've been talking about cafes.
I know, but it's one of those topics you can explore forever.
Totally. And for our listeners, next time you go to a cafe, pay attention to the little moments. Listen, observe, speak English with confidence.
Yes, order your coffee in English, smile at someone, maybe even start a little conversation.
Exactly. Every cup of coffee can be a mini English lesson.
I love that.
So, thank you for joining us today, everyone.
We hope you enjoyed this cozy episode and that you'll feel more comfortable using English the next time you're at a cafe.
Yes, relax, enjoy your drink, and just be part of the moment.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep smiling.
And keep sipping coffee.
Bye, everyone.
Bye! Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Rian English Channel. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. Thanks for joining us again. Today's episode is all about something that almost every English learner struggles with: fear. Specifically, the fear of speaking English. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe our channel for more videos.
Exactly. The title of today's podcast says it all. Speak English without fear. We're going to talk about why people are afraid to speak, how that fear holds them back, and, most importantly, how to overcome it.
This is such an important topic. I've seen so many students who understand grammar, vocabulary, even complex topics. But when it's time to speak, they completely freeze.
I've seen that too. And honestly, I used to be that person when I was learning another language. I could understand everything, but my mouth just wouldn't cooperate when I needed to talk.
Same here. I studied Spanish for years, but when I finally went to Spain, I realized I was too scared to speak. I thought, what if I sound stupid? What if I make mistakes?
Yes, that fear of embarrassment, it's powerful. And it doesn't only happen to beginners. Even intermediate and advanced learners feel it sometimes.
Let's start by digging into where that fear comes from. Why do people feel afraid to speak English?
I think it starts with how we learn languages in school. Most systems focus on reading and writing, but not real communication. So people grow up thinking English is something they have to get perfect before using it.
Right. In school, we're taught that mistakes equal failure. You lose marks, you get corrected, you feel embarrassed. And that mindset sticks with you.
Exactly. But in real life, mistakes are how you learn. Every fluent speaker you know made hundreds of mistakes before they got comfortable.
Totally. Think about how kids learn their first language. They make so many mistakes, but nobody laughs at them. Instead, people encourage them to keep going.
But as adults, we start worrying about how we sound, what others think, and whether our grammar is perfect. We forget that communication isn't about perfection, it's about connection.
That's such an important point. You can have perfect grammar, but if you're too afraid to use it, it doesn't help much.
Absolutely. So, the first step to speaking English without fear is to understand that you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be understood.
And that's the mindset shift most people need. From I must be perfect to I just want to express myself.
Another big reason people fear speaking English is the fear of being judged.
Oh, yes, that one's huge. People worry others will laugh at their accent or correct them all the time.
Right. But here's the truth. Most people don't care about your mistakes, especially native speakers. They just want to understand you.
Exactly. And most native speakers actually admire you for trying to speak their language.
Yes. When I hear someone speaking English as a second language, I always think, wow, that's amazing. It shows effort, courage, and intelligence.
But when you're the one speaking, it feels different. You're hyper aware of every little mistake, even though no one else notices them.
That's called the spotlight effect. You think everyone's focusing on you, but really, they're not.
Yes, people are too busy thinking about themselves, So worrying about what they think is a waste of energy.
Exactly. So if you're afraid others will judge you, remember, they probably don't even notice your small mistakes.
And even if they do, it doesn't matter. It's part of the process. Every mistake brings you closer to fluency.
Let's talk about something specific. Speaking to native speakers. A lot of learners say they can talk to other learners easily, but when they face a native speaker, they panic.
Yes, that's so common. I've heard students say, I can talk to my classmates fine, but when I meet an American or a British person, my mind goes blank.
I think it's because native speakers often talk fast, use slang, or have accents learners aren't used to. It's intimidating.
True, but it's also a great opportunity. The more you expose yourself to native English, the easier it becomes.
Yes, listening is key. Watch shows, podcasts, YouTube videos, anything that helps you get used to real life English.
And if you talk to a native speaker, don't pretend to understand everything. It's okay to say, sorry, can you say that again? Or what does that mean?
Absolutely. Communication is a two-way street. You don't have to fake understanding just to look smart.
Right. And guess what? Native speakers ask for repetition too.
Exactly. So it's not about being perfect. It's about being clear and honest in the conversation.
Right. So now let's talk about building confidence, because fear disappears when confidence grows.
100%. Confidence doesn't come before speaking. It comes from speaking.
Exactly. You can't wait until you feel confident to start speaking. You build confidence by practicing, even when you're scared.
Yes, that's the secret. You have to speak through the fear. Every time you talk, even if you make mistakes, you get stronger.
It's like going to the gym. You can't get stronger by reading about exercise. You have to lift the weights.
I love that analogy. Speaking English is the same. You have to use your mouth muscles, your brain, your ears, all together.
And it's okay if you sound awkward at first. Everyone does. But it gets better the more you do it.
One great tip is to start small. Talk to yourself, record your voice, repeat after movies, or speak in front of a mirror.
Yes, or talk to an AI assistant, a language partner, or join an online English group.
There are so many options now. You don't even have to live in an English-speaking country to practice daily.
The key is consistency. A few minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a month.
Definitely. Make English part of your daily routine, like brushing your teeth or drinking coffee.
You know, I had a student named Maria from Brazil. She was terrified of speaking English at work because she thought her accent was bad.
Oh, I've had similar students too. What happened with her?
I told her to record short voice messages to me every day, just 30 seconds. In the beginning, she was nervous, but after a few weeks, she sounded completely different.
That's amazing. Did her coworkers notice the change?
Yes, they started asking her to join meetings more often because she seemed more confident.
That's such a great example. Confidence really changes how people see you.
Exactly. And I remember she told me later, Jack, my English didn't suddenly become perfect. I just stopped being afraid.
That's powerful. Fear holds us back way more than grammar mistakes ever do.
Totally. Do you have a story like that, Emma?
I do. I had a student from Japan who was so shy. She barely spoke in class, but she started keeping an English journal. writing what she wanted to say, then reading it out loud to herself.
Oh, that's a great idea.
After a few months, she started volunteering to speak in meetings at work. She told me she didn't feel ready, but she spoke anyway, and everyone understood her perfectly.
That's such a good example of speaking despite the fear.
Let's talk about mindset for a moment, because speaking English confidently is as much about mindset as it is about skill.
Totally. If you believe you can't do it, you won't. But if you believe you can, you'll find ways to improve.
I like to remind students that confidence is not about being the best, it's about being comfortable with being imperfect.
That's beautifully said. Confidence is quiet. It's not shouting, "I'm fluent." It's being okay with saying, "I'm still learning."
Yes, exactly. Real confidence means you don't let mistakes define you.
I think a great mindset shift is this. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough to speak English," think, "Speaking English helps me become better."
That's such a powerful reframe. Every time you speak, you grow.
And every conversation, even the awkward ones, is a step towards fluency.
Absolutely. So don't avoid the fear, walk through it. That's where growth happens.
Let's address a few practical fears our listeners might have.
Sure.
Fear number 1, people will laugh at my accent.
Oh, that's a big one. But guess what? Your accent is part of your identity. It shows where you come from. You don't need to erase it.
Exactly. Everyone has an accent, even native speakers. A British accent is different from an American or Australian one.
So instead of worrying about having an accent, focus on being clear.
Yes, clarity over perfection.
What's another common fear?
I don't know enough words.
Right, but you don't need big words to communicate. Simple English is powerful.
Exactly. Some of the best communicators use short, clear sentences.
And if you forget a word, just explain it another way. Like if you forget umbrella, you can say the thing you use when it rains.
That's creativity, and that's real communication.
So, Jack, if you had to give one piece of advice to someone who's afraid to speak English, what would it be?
I'd say, speak anyway. Don't wait until you're ready because you'll never feel ready. Just start. The fear will fade as you practice.
That's great advice. I'd add, be kind to yourself. Learning a language is a journey, not a race. Celebrate progress, not perfection.
Beautifully said. And remember, everyone starts somewhere. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes.
Exactly. So speak with courage, not fear.
Right. You don't need perfect English. You just need the confidence to share your ideas.
And that's what this podcast is all about, helping you find your voice in English.
Well said.
All right, everyone, that's it for today's episode of Speak English Without Fear.
We hope this inspired you to take that next step, to speak more even when it's uncomfortable.
Because that's how you grow. Thanks for listening, and remember, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. Until next time, stay confident and keep talking.
Bye, everyone.
Bye! Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rain English Channel with Emma and Jack.
Hi, guys. Today's episode is going to be a little different. A bit of adventure, a bit of survival, and a lot of English practice. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe our channel for more videos.
Exactly. Our topic today is how to survive in the desert. It sounds exciting, right?
Very exciting, and maybe a little scary. When people think of the desert, they often imagine endless sand, extreme heat, and not much water.
That's right. The desert can be one of the toughest environments to survive in, but it's also beautiful. Golden dunes, bright sunsets, and quiet nights under the stars.
So today, we'll talk about what you should do if you ever find yourself in a desert situation, maybe while traveling, camping, or even by accident.
And we'll teach you how to describe your surroundings, stay calm, and communicate clearly, all while improving your English.
Exactly. So buckle up, or should I say, pack your water bottle, and let's head into the desert.
Before we talk about how to survive, let's understand why the desert is so difficult.
Good idea. First, there's the temperature. During the day, it can get extremely hot, sometimes over 45 degrees Celsius.
And at night, it's the opposite. It can get freezing cold. That temperature change is one of the biggest challenges for the human body.
Exactly. And then there's lack of water. You can survive weeks without food, but only a few days without water.
Right. So the first survival rule in the desert is always find or save water.
And don't forget sun protection. The sunlight is strong, and without shade, people can get heat stroke or sunburn very quickly.
So we can already list some key survival ideas. Protect yourself from the sun, find water, and keep your energy.
That's the foundation, and we'll go deeper into each of those throughout the episode.
Let's imagine this situation. You're traveling through a desert, maybe on a road trip, and your car breaks down. You're in the middle of nowhere. What's the first thing you should do, Jack?
The first thing? Stay calm.
Exactly. Many people panic and start walking without thinking, but that can be dangerous.
Yes, because you might waste energy or go in the wrong direction.
So the first step is to assess your situation. Ask yourself questions like, how much water do I have? Is there shade nearby? Do I know where I came from?
And if you have a car, stay near it. It provides shelter and makes it easier for rescuers to find you.
That's a great point. A car is visible from the air, while a person walking alone in the sand might not be.
So, rule number 1, don't rush. Think before you move.
Now, let's talk about water, the most important resource in the desert.
Yes, if you already have water, don't drink it all at once. You need to manage it carefully.
Exactly. People often make the mistake of drinking everything quickly. Instead, take small sips and try to stay in the shade as much as possible.
Also, move during the cooler parts of the day, early morning or late evening, to reduce sweating and dehydration.
Good tip. And if you don't have water, you need to look for signs of it.
Yes, like green plants, animal tracks, or birds flying toward the same direction. Sometimes these can lead to small water sources.
Another trick is to collect dew in the early morning using a cloth or plastic sheet. It's not much, but every drop helps.
Exactly. And remember, conserving water is just as important as finding it. Stay cool, cover your body, and avoid unnecessary movement.
All right, let's talk about the next key to survival, protecting yourself from the sun.
Yes, in the desert, sunlight is strong and direct. You should cover your body, not expose it.
That's right. Many people think taking off clothes helps them cool down, but in the desert, it does the opposite. Covering up helps keep your skin safe and your body temperature balanced.
Exactly. Long sleeves, light colors, and a hat or scarf to protect your head and neck. That's the right approach.
And for shelter, if you have materials like a tarp or a blanket, make a shade tent. If not, use your vehicle or natural features like rocks.
You can even dig a shallow hole in the sand to create a cooler space to rest during the day.
That's a clever trick. Sand just below the surface can be much cooler.
Yes, and it's all about using your environment smartly.
Okay, let's say someone decides they need to move, maybe to find help. How do they know which direction to go?
Good question. The best way is to move only if you're sure where help might be, like a road or a village you saw before.
Right. And if you don't know, it's usually better to stay where you are and wait.
If you must move, do it during early morning or late evening and use the sun for direction. It rises in the east and sets in the west.
Yes. And if you can, mark your path so you don't walk in circles.
That's a common mistake in the desert. Everything looks the same.
Exactly. So you can use rocks, sticks, or footprints as markers.
Let's talk about food. People often panic about food, but actually, you can survive longer without it than without water.
That's true. In the desert, your priority is staying hydrated, not finding food.
Exactly. Eating makes you thirsty, so it's better to eat very little if you don't have enough water.
Yes. But if you do have some food, choose small amounts of high-energy items like nuts or dried fruit.
And if you're really desperate, some desert plants like cactus can provide moisture, but be careful. Not all are safe to eat.
That's true. Knowledge is power. Knowing which plants are safe could save your life. Now, let's talk about something equally important, your mindset.
Yes, survival isn't only physical, it's mental.
Exactly. People who panic waste energy and make poor decisions. But if you stay focused, your chances of survival increase.
A simple mental trick is to focus on small goals, like I'll find shade or I'll drink a little water in an hour.
Yes, small victories keep your spirit strong.
And if you're with someone else, talk to them. Keeping communication going helps both people stay calm.
Absolutely. Humans are social. Encouragement can literally keep you alive.
Let's not forget the desert isn't empty. It's full of life.
That's true. There are snakes, scorpions, lizards, and insects.
Most of them don't want to hurt you, but you should still be careful.
Yes, never put your hands or feet into holes or under rocks without checking first.
And always shake out your shoes before wearing them. Small animals sometimes hide inside.
That's a really good tip.
Also, try not to sleep directly on the ground. Use a blanket or even a layer of clothes as a barrier.
And at night, when it's cooler, some animals become active, so stay aware. You know, Jack, I once read a story about a man who survived in the desert for several days after his car broke down.
Oh, really? What happened?
He stayed with his car, rationed his water, and built a small shelter from a blanket. He used the car mirrors to reflect sunlight, hoping to get attention.
Smart move. That reflection can be seen from far away.
Yes. On the third day, a rescue helicopter spotted him because of that.
Wow, that's incredible. It shows how thinking calmly and using what you have can save your life.
Exactly. And that's what this episode is really about. Using your mind, not just your body.
Of course, the best way to survive the desert is to prepare before you even go.
Yes, prevention is the best survival strategy.
If you plan a desert trip, always bring extra water, food, sunscreen, a hat, and something to create shade.
And tell someone where you're going. That way, if something goes wrong, people will know where to look.
A GPS, map, or even a paper compass is very helpful too. Don't rely only on your phone.
Right, because phones can lose signal or battery quickly.
Exactly, so always prepare for the unexpected.
Let's imagine you need to call for help. What should you do?
If you have a phone signal, send your location immediately. Even a short text with GPS coordinates can save time.
And if there's no signal, try to create visible signs like a big SOS written in the sand or smoke from a small fire.
Yes, movement or contrast, something that stands out in the landscape, can attract rescuers.
And if you hear or see a plane, wave both arms slowly above your head. That's an international signal for distress.
Exactly. Small actions can make a big difference.
You know, Jack, I think surviving in the desert is as much about awareness as it is about skill.
I agree. It's about understanding nature, the heat, the cold, the sand, and respecting it.
Yes, and it also teaches patience. You can't fight the desert. You have to work with it.
That's beautifully said. It's kind of like life. Sometimes the key to survival is staying calm and making smart choices, not rushing.
Exactly. The desert teaches you humility and maybe a little bit of courage.
Well, Emma, that was quite a journey. From sandstorms to survival psychology.
Yes, I feel like we've just traveled across the Sahara together.
And hopefully our listeners learn not just how to survive in the desert, but also how to describe experiences and environments naturally in English.
Right. Talking about survival situations is great English practice. You learn descriptive words, emotions, and problem-solving expressions.
Exactly. And it builds confidence too.
So, whether you're hiking in the desert or just learning English at home, remember, stay calm, stay smart, and stay positive.
Perfect advice. Thanks for joining us today, everyone.
See you next time on Reen English Channel.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe and stay hydrated.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Reen English Channel. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. Today's episode is going to be both thrilling and educational because we're talking about something that could literally save your life: how to survive in the sea. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe our channel for more videos.
Right. Imagine being out in the ocean and suddenly your boat breaks down or you fall off during a trip. It sounds scary, but if you know what to do, you can actually increase your chances of surviving.
Exactly. And we'll go step by step, from staying calm to finding food and signaling for help, all while practicing useful, natural English expressions. So it's a mix of survival tips and English learning.
Let's dive in. Pun intended.
Okay, so let's say the worst happens. You're suddenly in the water. The first thing people do? They panic.
Totally. You start splashing, screaming, and wasting your energy. But that's the biggest mistake.
Right. The number one rule is don't panic. Take a deep breath. Focus on floating.
Yes, your body is naturally buoyant. That means it can float, especially in salt water. So instead of fighting the water, relax your muscles and just let yourself float for a few seconds.
I think that's so important. People forget that the sea can carry you if you stop resisting it.
Exactly. Keep your head above the water, breathe slowly, and look around. The more you calm down, the better you can think.
And thinking clearly is your real survival tool.
That's a great point. Your brain is the most powerful survival gear you have.
Once you've calmed down, your next goal is to conserve energy.
Right. That means moving slowly, keeping your breathing steady, and avoiding unnecessary movement.
You can use what's called the HELP position, heat escape lessening posture, if you're waiting for rescue.
That's where you bring your knees up to your chest and wrap your arms around them, right?
Yes, it helps keep your body heat from escaping too fast. Cold water can lower your body temperature quickly, even if the weather is warm.
People underestimate that. Hypothermia can happen in surprisingly warm water if you're there long enough.
True. So float, conserve heat, and wait for the right moment to move, like if you see a boat or land nearby.
And if you're in a group, huddle together. That way you conserve body heat and increase visibility for rescuers.
Once you're stable, it's time to assess, to think about your situation logically.
Yeah, you ask yourself, where am I? What's around me? Do I see land, a floating object, or other people?
Exactly. Sometimes even something small floating nearby, like a piece of wood or a cooler, can help you stay afloat more easily.
Grab it if you can, but don't waste energy swimming far away. Pick something close and useful.
And check your clothing. Tight clothes or shoes can make it harder to float. Loosen them if you need to.
That's right. But if you're wearing a life jacket, never take it off.
Never. It's your best friend in the sea.
So you're floating and calm. You see nothing but water around. What now?
That's when you start observing patterns, waves, birds, floating objects.
Yes, birds are often a great sign. They usually stay close to land or shallow water.
Also, if you notice the current moving in a particular direction, follow it slowly. It might lead to land or at least debris that can help you.
But only if you have the energy. Don't fight strong waves or currents. They'll tire you out fast.
That's true. Floating and waiting for rescue can be smarter than swimming endlessly.
I once read that people who survive these situations often make small, smart decisions instead of big, risky ones.
Yes, survival is about patience more than strength.
Now, let's say you spot a plane or a boat far away. What do?
Signal. Wave your arms slowly above your head, or if you have a shiny object like a mirror, use it to reflect light.
You can even use parts of your clothing. Bright colors are more visible from a distance.
And at night, if you have a flashlight or glow stick, anything that emits light, that can make a huge difference.
Sometimes people shout a lot, but that wastes energy and your voice. Use visual signals first.
Exactly. And stay positive. Rescuers are often looking for movement or unusual patterns on the water.
Let's talk about the environment itself. The sun and salt water can be brutal.
Oh, yes. The sun dehydrates you fast, and the salt can hurt your eyes and skin.
So, if possible, cover your skin with clothes or even wet fabric to protect it.
And never drink seawater. That's a classic mistake. It'll make you more dehydrated.
Exactly. It contains too much salt, and your body can't process it. You end up losing more water.
But if it rains, though, collect that water immediately. Use your hands, your clothes, or any surface to catch it.
That could literally save your life. A few sips of rainwater can keep you alive for hours longer.
Food is less urgent than water, but it's still useful for energy.
True. And the sea has plenty of options: fish, seaweed, even shellfish if you're near rocks.
But you need tools. Without them, focus on conserving energy instead of chasing food.
Right. A lot of survival experts say the same thing. Don't waste more energy trying to get food than the food gives you back.
Smart. And if you have something to catch rain or dew, prioritize water first.
I think this might be the most important part: the mental game.
Absolutely. People who survive long situations at sea often have one thing in common. They refuse to give up.
Yes, they talk to themselves, sing, pray, imagine loved ones, anything to stay mentally strong.
Keeping your mind active helps fight fear. Fear drains energy fast.
And hope gives you direction. Even small goals, like "I'll stay calm for one more hour," can keep you alive.
It's like what we said earlier. Patience beats panic.
Totally. Survival is mostly mental resilience.
Let's say you finally spot land. What now?
Don't rush. The waves near the shore can be rough. Swim diagonally to avoid getting hit directly by strong waves.
That's right. Let the waves help push you instead of fighting them.
And once you reach the beach, take a moment to rest before exploring. Your body will be exhausted.
Then look for shade, fresh water, or any sign of people, but don't wander too far if rescuers are still searching the area.
Good point. Sometimes it's better to stay visible, leave signs like large marks in the sand.
You know, Emma, what I love about these survival topics is that they teach life lessons too.
Yes, like staying calm under pressure, conserving energy, and never losing hope. Those apply to everyday life.
Exactly. Whether you're at sea or just facing a challenge, your mindset determines your outcome.
Survival isn't just about the ocean, it's about attitude.
And maybe that's the real message of today's episode. Learn to control your fear, stay calm, and keep thinking clearly.
I like that. Calm is power, even in the middle of chaos.
So, if you ever find yourself in the sea, hopefully not, remember the basics. Stay calm, float, conserve energy, protect yourself, and keep hope alive.
And if you're just here to improve your English, take today's lesson as a metaphor: surviving difficult situations in life with confidence and patience.
Beautifully said, Emma.
Thanks, Jack. And thank you everyone for listening to Reen English Channel.
Stay safe, stay positive, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye for now.